I fear the internet ate with this one, as the kids would say. It's peculiar, but it's also very intriguing. They're so good.
Unfortunately, you do need to try this, you know? Sorry.
Today is so exciting because we are testing out more viral TikTok trends, recipes, products, everything that I have seen nonstop on the internet recently that I just simply have to know if it's good or if it's just overhyped because it's TikTok. Everything from Margot Robbie's viral nachos to a strapless bra to a Free People dupe, we're doing it all. As always, nobody needs to do any of these things. This is simply just for funsies, so let's keep that in mind while we watch this video. So let's go ahead and jump into testing out 5 viral TikTok trends and seeing if they're worth the hype. The first thing we're going to be testing out today is a Free People dupe. You guys know I love a dupe. I also love an original. I think it all just depends on how much you want to spend, if the dupe is good, etc. And this is a Free People dupe, which is known to be very expensive. Free People has a adorable set called the Sailor Tube Top set that is so freaking cute. It comes in so many different colors, but it is $100. It is $100 and a lot of people don't want to spend that. So I've seen a lot of people talking about this dupe that you can find on Amazon. It's like a third of the price essentially. And this is called the Anrabes Women's 2-Piece Summer Striped Outfits Matching Tube Top Wide Leg Lounge Pants 2026 Travel Beach Vacation Clothes set. This one comes in 8 different colors. It comes in the same size range that Free People has, and it retails for $34.99, so definitely a lot more affordable. I got this blue and green color. I am very excited to test it out. We're gonna try it on, see how I feel, and then I'll probably wear it if it's good throughout the rest of this video. I mean, if it's bad, then we won't, but we'll see. Let's go ahead and unbox this Free People dupe, as the kids say, and see if it's good. All right, here we have it. I love this, unfortunately. I was like kind of hoping I didn't for some reason because then I would have an excuse to buy the Free People one. But here are the things that I love about it right off the bat. It feels nice. The sizing is definitely accurate. It definitely doesn't have the same feel as cotton, obviously, because it's not cotton. It's like rayon, but it still feels really nice. It's still very comfortable. I think this would be great for spring and summer because it's not a thick material at all. So I'm definitely a fan of that. The pockets are amazing. I don't think it's super see-through. Like from what I can tell in this lighting, it seems great. The top isn't too tight. You know how sometimes you wear a tube top and it's just not vibing? It's like too tight, it's riding up, it's all over the place, but actually I would even argue that I should maybe potentially size down to a large in this, especially up towards like the bust, but I really like this. I think it's adaptable. You could wear it more low rise if you wanted to. Like there's lots of options. Maybe it's even supposed to be worn like that. I always feel more comfortable with sort of a more mid-rise vibe, but I actually really love this. I see why people like it. What I will say is you can definitely tell it's a dupe, not by look, but by feel. So if that's something that you're focusing a little bit more on, like you want to have more organic materials in your clothing, go with the Free People one. But if you want to save a little bit of money and that doesn't bother you as much, I would definitely say go with this one. I think it's worth the hype. I really do. We will continue wearing this throughout the video, and if there are any updates, I will give you them. But I mean, comfy. It feels like pajamas, but I get to go about my day wearing this, and it's like a cute little matching set. Like, what's not to love? I'm obsessed. All right, next up, we are gonna test out a highly recommended product. I've actually done like an entire dedicated video based around this in the past, and that is a strapless bra. And let me tell you, me and strapless bras, we do not go together very well. I just love being free. I don't like the feeling of underwire. It actually physically hurts me, like it jabs into my ribs, and I feel like it's just the way, I don't know, my boobs are shaped or my body is or something, but it's painful for me. I actually don't like it. It's not even just uncomfortable, it's painful. But over the years, I actually have been influenced to buy a couple of different strapless bras, and these people that try them on are like, it's the most comfortable thing ever, and then I try it on and I'm like, I hate it. So you see where my dilemma lies, right? I want to have a little bit of shape, a little bit of lifting, but I don't want it to hurt. So I'm in a pickle. That's where this one comes in. I have seen so many people talk about this specific bra, and it is very viral for a few years now, honestly. And this is called the Walk Hole Red Carpet Strapless Bra. This does retail for $78, which honestly is kind of pricey, but when you think about it, it's something that you wear for years and years and years. So it's definitely an investment piece and something that you're getting a lot of cost per wear, you know? And this bra comes from a size 32B all the way up to a 40 42H. So a very robust size range going on here. So I am very excited to test it out. I'm gonna put it underneath the set that I just tried on because I feel like what better way to test out a strapless bra than wearing a tube top. So let's see how it goes. All right, now here is this one. This is what it looks like just straight out of the package. It definitely has a little bit of that kind of grippy material that helps hold things in place, which some people love, some people hate. And it has it all across the straps as well, so I do think that that probably helps it stay up. It feels like decent quality for a bra. I wouldn't say it's super padded. It's very, very minimal padding actually, but it's enough to have like nipple coverage and you're not gonna be, you know, poking out. It's got a triple clasp right here and 3 different bust widths for you to hook it at. So I think what they say for any bra you use is it's supposed to be able to be on the tightest one, but either way, as you can see, this is what my, you know, the girls are naturally sitting at, but I would like to have a little bit more lift. You know, I'm entering my late 30s. I am a growing woman, and I think it'd be nice to just have a little, you know what I mean? So we're gonna put this on. This is what the top is looking like without any kind of real bra. I mean, it's essentially just a bandeau. And then we'll try on the strapless bra with it and see if it makes a difference. So boob transformation in 3, 2, 1. There we have it. Can you see a difference? I do feel like there is a bit of a difference. This is giving me a lot more shape. I do feel a lot of tightness under here, but it's not terrible. Like there's just, the presence of the wire is here. You know what I mean? Like I can feel it, but I don't know if I hate it. But based on first impressions, like it looks fantastic. I'm very pleased about that. It does give the desired effect of, you know, support and lift, but I can't say I love the feeling of it. It's just like, I know I'm wearing a strapless bra. You know what I mean? I can feel it, and that's not something I love. I also kind of like that this isn't super padded because I don't want to feel, you know, like va-va-voom. I just want to feel supported and just kind of lightly held. You know what I mean? I'm not trying to add any volume or anything like that. And I think this definitely does the trick. So I am very pleased. All right, we're gonna sit on my bed. I mean, hold on, let me yeah, you can definitely feel it, you know, but it's not like bad. It's like it doesn't go all the way under to support me for some reason, and then it just cuts. My rib is right here. Do you see where my dilemma is? There's nothing wrong with me, but it's just I've never vibed very well with underwire bras. So it's like, do I need to hike it up even more? Even so, there's bone under there. Do you know what I mean? It's a little uncomfy, but let's just wear it throughout the day and we'll see what happens. All right, it has been, gosh, 4 hours-ish since I tried on this bra, and I sat down and had a call for like an hour, and then I've been running around filming and doing stuff for the last couple of hours, and it still feels great. I'm definitely gonna hang on to it. I have to go to dinner with a friend and her mom tonight, so I will need to change soon, but I feel like that's enough time to know whether you're gonna like it or not. Definitely hanging on to it. It will be for those days where I want a lot more support and to feel, yeah, just a little more held in, but it's nice to have that sometimes. You know, it's probably not an everyday thing for me, but I can see why people say it's comfortable. And I actually took my meeting on the floor. I was sitting on the floor because I don't have a desk yet in my bedroom. It's a long story. So the fact that I was able to like sit on the floor and I had, you know, my knees pulled up and I was absolutely fine. So it was more just me being a diva in the beginning and being sensitive, but I really actually like it. I would say of all of the underwire bras that I have tried on before, this is the most comfy. I wouldn't necessarily lounge in it, but I would absolutely wear it out when I need a nice supportive bra. So we love that. Next up is something that I've seen going around a lot, and it is an earring cuff that makes it look like you have an earring stack, but it's just one earring. Because I know, like, I've considered getting a second piercing, a third piercing, and I'm just kind of lazy. I haven't gotten around to it, and I just really don't feel like going through the healing process. And so this option is kind of cool because it's just one earring, but it makes it seem like you have multiple earrings on. And so I'm a harsh critic. We will see if I actually think this looks legit. But the actual product I saw recommended the most is this 14 karat gold plated plated illusion stud earring is what it's called. So it looks like 3 little huggy hoops. It's $12.95, so very affordable. I don't think something can be 14 karat gold plated and be $12.95, but I don't know. I'm not a jeweler, use your discretion. We're gonna test it out and I'll give you my first impressions and sort of let you know if I feel like this is actually a hack that works, or if it's just kind of one of those things that they say is a hack that actually isn't a hack. I have experienced that many times, even as of recently. So let's see how this goes. All right, here we have it, our tiny little box with our ear cuff in it. So I am typically like a hoops girly, like a bigger hoops girly, but I am super excited to try this. This would also be great if you had multiple piercings and you wanted to make it look even bigger. So if you didn't want to just do it on like a main piercing, you could use it on like a second or a third hole, you know, and that might be cool. So it just comes in this little bag. Here is what it looks like. It's just a tiny little cuff. Let me take out my actual earrings. It's actually heavier than I thought. Like they're better quality than I pictured. Should I zoom you in for this? Probably. Here is what we're looking at. Here's the before. Here is the after. Oh, you know what? I think you have to like tilt it the right way, but I kind of love that. I'm gonna be so honest. Well, first of all, I'm messing with my ear, so it's gonna turn very red. I am fine, rest assured. But I actually thought that this was just gonna be like a fun little thing and I was not really gonna think too much about it, and I was just gonna kind of film it for the video and see how I felt and not probably wear it a ton in my life, but I actually will wear this. This is so cute. It looks like, to me anyway, I low-key have multiple piercings. Like if you saw me on the street, you'd be like, that girl's pierced, you know? This ear doesn't look as good for some reason. Hold on, do I need to make it tighter? Wait, did I twist it the wrong way? Does it look bad on this side? I like it better on this side, but also I like this ear better. Does anyone have a favorite ear? We don't need to talk about that. Either way, here is what it looks like all together. I feel like this hole might be wonky. I'm confused. Hey, we're back. Okay, so I had it wrong the whole time because I couldn't tell because I'm looking in the viewfinder as my mirror instead of looking in an actual mirror. So I just went and looked in a mirror and I fixed it and they look amazing. It really does look like I have 3 piercings. Maybe I do. What about it? I'm absolutely obsessed. I love these. I'm gonna keep these on throughout this video. Like, they're so good. I'll let you know if they end up like hurting or if they get sensitive or whatever, because you do kind of have to wear them. I wouldn't say tight, but like they need to stay in position so that it looks like, you know, you have your little stack going on, but I'm obsessed. I fear the internet ate with this one, as the kids would say. In my opinion, almost $13 well spent. Like, absolutely give this all of my approval, hands down. Next up is a viral recipe that I've not only seen the interview of like go viral, but also the subsequent everyone testing it out after the fact. And that is Margot Robbie's take on nachos, or as she very adorably calls it, nachos. But Margot Robbie talked about how she makes these nachos, which is essentially Doritos chips and then a layer of baked beans, like Heinz beans, the British kind, and then some cheese, and you pop them in the oven and you have delicious nachos. Now, I'm all for this because it's high protein, it's high fiber with the beans. You got a little bit of carb in there, you got a little bit of fat from the cheese. Like, we're talking balanced meal here. No, I'm kidding. But it sounds delicious. I've never actually used Doritos to make nachos before. I've had a Doritos Locos Taco because I'm not insane. I feel like the Heinz beans, specifically the British version, hasn't exactly caught on here yet. We're not as bean heavy with things, but beans are a phenomenally nutrient dense food, and I think we should all be eating more of them, so I'm all for it. I have had like these Heinz beans in the past. When I went to the UK, I actually am a fan of beans on toast. I don't know, I've been kind of converted over the years of like visiting and having friends in the UK, and like they kind of do their big one with like a jacket potato with beans on it. Delish. The more I'm thinking about beans and Doritos together, it's just a different kind of bean, you know? I have to reframe it in my mind a little bit, but yeah, I am super curious. I'm always down to try new foods. I'm very excited, so let's test out Margot Robbie's nachos and see if the internet is telling the truth about this being insanely delicious. I'm so unbelievably curious about these bogan nachos. What you're gonna need for this recipe is obviously a bag of Doritos. I guess you could choose which size you really want. I just went for like the standard large bag. The most important part of this recipe is the Heinz beans. It has to be Heinz beans. I mean, it doesn't have to be, but to be authentic, I suppose. These are like the UK's version of baked beans, and these come in a tomato sauce, whereas ours in the US come in like a sweet barbecue sauce. These are savory, so it's a bit different than like the the typical flavor profile. There's not a single barbecue flavor going on in here. They're very salty, very savory, honestly really good. They kind of did their big one with baked beans. And then of course, no nachos are complete without cheese. I have some Mexican cheese that I'm gonna use the rest of, and we're just gonna pile all these on a tray and see what happens. I believe I saw that Margot uses a sheet that's lined with tin foil, so that's what we're gonna do.
Tin foil, we call it alfoil.
By the way, my oven has preheated to 350 degrees. Okay, now we're gonna do our baked beans. It smells so nostalgic. All right. I mean, I might as well just do the whole can while I'm at it, you know what I mean? Okay. Whoa. I'm a big fan of like kid food, and this definitely reminds me of being a kid, so I'm not bad at this. Okay. Now these are gonna go into a 350 degree oven for 10 to 15 minutes. All right, it's time. Oh my goodness. Look at that. I fully recognize that I will regret this because these are so hot, but I have to try one. It's getting a little floppy. Okay, cheers. Yes. I kind of don't love that the Doritos got like a little floppy in the process, so I don't know if there's anything you can do to prevent that because the beans are like wet. Maybe I left them in the oven for too long? Why did I do that? These would be really good with other things added on top, like if you wanted to add, you know, some chives, sour cream, whatever. But I think these are phenomenal. They're getting a 10 out of 10 from me. Absolutely stunning. I get it, Margot. I get it, girl. This tray will be gone in approximately 10 minutes between me and my boyfriend. This is lunch, I guess. All right, and last but not least, we are gonna test out another viral recipe. This is absolutely everywhere on my For You page, and this is a chocolate-covered Pringles situation. But essentially what people have been doing is taking a ton of melted chocolate and then pouring it inside of a Pringles can, letting it harden, peeling it off, and then you have this essentially hard chocolate with Pringles inside of it type of vibe, and then you just eat it. You cut it up and eat it. Now to me, no offense, this is way too much chocolate, and I am not wasting an entire can of Pringles for this. So what I decided to do was buy the little snack packs because like Drew and I will eat them. Absolutely. Hello, Pringles with your sandwich. Superior. So I'll just test out like a small little cup of it because I just don't want to do all of that. That seems excessive to me. The thought of chocolate and Pringles together does really entice me. It's peculiar, but it's also very intriguing. So we will see how this goes. Let's throw a little bit of chocolate inside of a Pringles container and see what magic happens. Let's do it. All right, so for this, it is quite simple. All you're gonna need is chocolate and Pringles. So chocolate of choice for me is this gigantic Costco bag of semi-sweet chocolate chips that I got from my Costco video where I made the Dubai strawberries. So we're gonna put a little bit of this in a dish, melt it up, pour it inside of our little Pringles jar container cup. How much is that, like half a cup? I think I am gonna put just a tiny, teeny little bit of like margarine, butter. You can use oil, coconut oil. We're out of all of our oils for some reason. When I say teeny, I mean like truly a little speck, just so that it doesn't seize up. So we're gonna put this in the microwave in 30-second increments until it's all nice and melty. All right, just kidding. Don't do the margarine method because it unfortunately does seize up anyway, so it's fine. Okay, now we're gonna do the chocolate inside of the Pringles container. Here goes nothing. Okay. Dumping it all in there. Let me see if like, do you need to like shake it up or anything? I can even see how far it's gone down in some bits. So I will try to put the lid back on. Shake it up. This is actually so helpful. You can see exactly where it's going. Come on, Gravity. Do your thing, girl. Honestly, I feel like that's good. It is almost all the way coated. So now I'm gonna stick it in the fridge, let it harden up, and then we'll taste test it and see what a chocolate covered Pringle tastes like. All right, So I guess I can't do the whole like peeling it out thing, but maybe I can try to like cut it. I'm not gonna cut myself. Maybe I can like just pop it out. I got this. Oh, okay, I see some movement happening. Yeah. Okay, she popped out. There is our giant chocolate covered Pringle stack. You cut it open and it's got all the layers and then you just eat it. I don't know. Feels like there has to be a better way to do this, but. Okay. This is wildly confusing to me, but whatever. We're gonna try it. Here I go. Absolutely stunning. The Pringles are so salty, so it just makes it really well balanced with like the sweetness of the chocolate. And that is maybe one of the more satisfying crunches I've ever experienced. Yeah, I think I get it. Unfortunately, you do need to try this, you know? Sorry. Now that I've had it and made it in a way that I felt was a little bit less wasteful, I would go back and maybe just get a small can of Pringles and do it that way. I think being able to have the tube to sort of like twist it and roll it and be able to get it into more of the nooks and crannies is good, but I also like this way too. Do whatever makes you happy, but this is getting a 12 out of 10 from me. Absolutely stunning. I don't know if I've ever tried anything chocolate covered that I haven't loved, but this is going up there. Pringles, you have an opportunity now. I'm gonna be making these a lot more often. So good. So I hope you guys enjoyed this video. If you did, be sure to give it a thumbs up. Don't forget to subscribe to my channel if you haven't already. You can also turn on my post notifications if you want to be notified every time I post a new video. Let me know your thoughts on all of these down in the comments below. Let me know if you have any suggestions or any hacks or trends that you've seen that you want to see me test out. I absolutely love making these. They are so much fun. So let me know if you want me to keep them coming. Thank you guys so much for watching this video. Thank you for being here. I am sending you all of my love and I'll see you very soon in my next video. Bye!